So we're here after the jam, and I have Myrka joining me today.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me.
Claro, it's been a minute that since you and I had chatted, so I was like, oh, let me chat up with Myrka.
Yes, I think the last time we saw each other was at
Convention Center.
the convention center, McAllen Convention Center. We are having a little chat with some other artists. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We got to hang out for a little bit.
It was fun.
How have you been since then?
Good, good. I feel like a lot has happened in a good way. So I'm very excited about new things.
And I'm really happy that you started this series.
Yeah.
I think it's such an awesome concept and it's a beautiful place. They just gave me wine, you guys. Delicious.
How are you liking the wine?
It's so good. It's really I was just actually texting my friend right now. I was like, I think we should go for a girls' night after I'm done with this session today and just have, maybe a drink or two and to my first one.
Yes.
Of the night.
No, they have some really delicious imports.
It's really good. It's really good.
No, and for my talk series, I actually had a radio show back in college when I was a senior. Yeah. And so I would it was called Rio Good Vibes, but like Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
RGV. I don't know. I thought it was clever.
We were just talking about how you've done a lot of creative things, and I was just sharing with you how I'm also creative in similar ways and do my own things. I don't have a little show like this, but I have other things that I do.
Have a lot of things. And actually, before we dive into everything that you have going on, I would love to know how you got into music in the first place.
So how did I get into music in the first place? It was back when I was in, actually, why lie? I think it's just come naturally. My dad was an amazing singer and I always really looked up to him. I thought he was amazing, and I think I just kind of always had it in me. And I used to love writing stories, and I still love to write so much. And I got into songwriting when I was 8, and I got a little bit more into the performing aspect more seriously when I was like 11 or 12. And I was a very shy person, believe it or not, very, very shy. And I think that just opened me up to making connections and finding people that really enjoyed what I have to offer. And I just kind of stuck with it ever since. And it's been an awesome journey.
What do you feel it's something that helped you get out of that shyness that you used to have?
Something that helped me, I really think that when I started I was in school and I was in a lot of different clubs, and so the clubs were the first ones to find out, and they were very patient with me. I could not sing in front of them for the life of me, so I would make everybody turn around, so that there was like crowds of like 20, 25 people, and I would all make them turn around. I'm like, if you want to hear me, that's the only thing that you have to do in order to hear me. And then from there, I went from crowds of like 20, 25 people, basically me telling them to turn their back on me for a moment, to, performing at the convention center in front of thousands
Full
of people.
house,
Yeah. For different events. And I started, my community started reaching out to me and things like that. And you kind of just have to throw yourself. It's like throwing yourself in water, and you can't really swim, but it felt very natural. It really did. It felt very natural from the moment that I started. And then I started singing, when people were looking at me. So
good. As if you asked like 20,000 people to turn around.
Oh my goodness. Imagine how embarrassing.
No, but I'm glad it felt natural because you are a natural. O sea, I know it's hard work and everything that you've studied for years and everything, pero te sale tan natural. I don't know. I love hearing you sing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I admire you too. I love the way that you perform and you have such a grace to you. So I thought I'd share that with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What are some of your inspirations or musical influences?
Some of my musical influences, it comes from both being Mexico-Americana, right? Like growing here in the US, but also listening to, music from Mexico. And I think even the fact that I grew up with my dad singing like mariachi all the time or rancheras. And so for some time I did a little bit of that. And I have people nowadays still telling me, like that's what you need to be singing. And I love it. And it's not discarded or anything, but that's just not what I naturally gravitate when I start writing. And I love artists like Carla Morrison in the sense that she's very sentimental, and I feel like mariachi music really made me understand how to add emotion into the music, you know. And then I did worship for some time as well, and I felt so connected, you know, to the, and I would see people crying in front of me, you know, singing with me, and that was also very important. That was an something that made me understand, you know, like emotion is so important, and I felt like I just naturally poured myself onto it. And that kind of transitioned over to when I was studying music and stuff. But as for artists, I love Adele. She was one of the first ones. A lot of emotion. I also currently I've been listening to artists like Yeba, Cynthia Erivo. Just I love amazing powerhouses, but just I listen to a lot of powerhouses, but because those are people that I'm like, I want to learn something that she's doing, you know, and this song really just like makes me want to learn this new thing, or I don't know, something that I've never tried before. Yuridia is another one.
Oh, I love.
There's
My
so
mom and I used to
many.
be so obsessed with Yuridia when we were
I'm
younger.
not good.
Yes.
I grew
And
up
she
singing that
didn't
song.
win, right?
I don't know.
Well, I
I
remember
I I
some
don't know, but
controversy.
I just my sister would listen to her music all the time, so it was just like it was just, you know, her music was everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, well, it's interesting because you are a powerhouse when your voice is very powerful and dramatic. Like it's very emotional, and I feel like you make people feel things whenever you sing. Whether it's regarding the song, with the what the lyrics are about, or because you get into a zone and you start portraying this emotion or triggering an emotion in others. It's beautiful.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I listen to all kinds of music, and I feel like sometimes it's not necessarily the vocalist, but it's just like the instrumentation that makes you feel so
Yes.
many things. So it's I do listen to a little bit of everything, but in terms of, oh, this is something that I want to try next, or this is something that I want to do, you know, for the future, or this inspired me for a song. It's usually when I'm listening to powerhouse singers, yeah, and even, you know, like Teddy Swims, he's also been a really big one like recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You covered him actually, right? You
I
did.
did. And I also got to see him live awesome. Sometime it wasn't this past year, but it was a year before. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, he's so amazing. He's amazing. Yeah.
So, into the songs that you've covered on your YouTube, you have about 80 songs that you've covered. Well, both your own originals and then songs from other artists and everything. Is there a favorite one that you've covered?
I think the one that I've probably had the most fun with is Where's My Husband by Ray.
Oh
I
my
will
God.
say though, I had very little time to learn that song,
Okay.
and it's just so fast. Or it feels so fast, right? Because it's just so
Mm-hmm.
hectic, and just the way that she flows and moves. I just, and but then she also captures a lot of like emotion into all of the you know, like everything that she's singing. So it was really
I
cool.
was
She's
obsessed with that
awesome.
song for like a whole like time. I don't know.
Me
It's
too. And then I started listening to it because I had to learn it, you know,
Oh, okay.
for the video, because I we had so the way that I pretty much do it is like I have a list of songs and I have about a week or two to learn them, and we like have a recording session to get through all of them, and it's like, hey, we have like about 3-4 hours to like record this amount of songs, and so if you get it, you get it. If you don't, like on to the next one. And so it was just like, okay, I think that's fine. I went back and listened to it. I was like, okay, I could have done so much better, but it was so fun. It was really, really fun.
I've only seen a snippet of it for social media. I haven't seen the full, but yeah, okay, damn.
Yeah, it was a really fun song. She's just really fun. I
Yeah.
love she used to I feel like she's changed and matured a lot artistically, and I love where she's at right now musically. She's a beast.
Yeah. I love that she incorporates her sisters too on
Yes.
stage.
Yeah, and they're all so different, but they're all like so
Talented.
talented and
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
It was in the family.
Yes, for
So,
sure.
yeah. Speaking of which, does anybody else in your family do any music? Any like instrumentalists or other vocal? You mentioned your dad was a mariachi.
I found out about 2 years ago that one of my uncles tried to also he tried to really pursue music. I haven't really sat down with him to really talk about that and just, get some feedback or inspo from him. I've never actually heard him sing, but apparently he
Oh,
was like really amazing back in the day. And that was just something he kind of, I guess, like let go of. My my dad, for some time, he thought about it, but he just kind of saw it as something that he maybe couldn't do, or it just felt very unattainable from what I gathered, when he was here with us. And I do have, I think, about like two cousins or so but they're like distant cousins that are
okay.
also singers. But aside from that, I don't really know anybody that I don't really know anybody else
Yeah.
in the family.
Saliste tu powerhouse in generations
I
after or
think,
something.
yeah, I'm taking everybody's
Oh my
batch.
God. Okay. What's actually a piece of advice you would give your younger self?
This is a really good one. I've always really taught myself to be patient with the whole process. Um, but I think one thing is just to continue being very authentic to everything that I write, and that it's okay to really express who you are. There's like this quote that I've been seeing a lot recently on my Instagram. It's something about like the opposite of depression is not necessarily happiness, but it's like expression.
Yeah.
And expressing myself really does help me in a lot of aspects. So I shouldn't feel ashamed to express any part of me. So just be authentic.
Yeah. And I feel like the authenticity really translates well, or you can sense it in your music, and then other
Thank you.
people will be able to relate to it as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've always told myself if I have a mask the entire time I'm trying to pursue my music, it's gonna be so hard. That moment that mask accidentally comes off or whatever. So how am I gonna recover from that? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been trying to be as authentic as possible, even if it possibly delays certain things, or um, it might not move as fast as I would like,
All in
or
its time
whatever.
for
But
your time. Yeah.
yes, it just makes it all a lot more personal
Yeah.
and interesting for me, and it just makes me love it more. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of moments where as an artist you get quote unquote derailed, or like you take another route or something, but then that route turns out to be some other thing that leads to another thing that you didn't even expect to have happened in the like
Oh
future.
yes, I feel like I have a lot of those, a lot of that happen in my songwriting sessions.
Yeah.
I kind of start with this idea, but it's been amazing to just work with the people that I work with, because I'm so open to just like learning from every single one of them. And I'm very thankful to say that I work with people that I look up to, right? So it's like, Myrka, you don't know everything, and just like be quiet for a moment and just like learn and get some of this feedback. And it's helped me grow so much. Yeah.
Who are some of the people that you enjoy working with?
Some of the people that I enjoy working with currently, I'm working with Pavel Cal and Homer. They are some of the ones that have been like the closest to me.
Yeah.
I love working with Michelle. I know that you know Michelle, and there's also a lot of other people that aren't even like part of the valley. They're from other places, and I work with them too. Some people I don't really get to interact very often with, but just the fact that I get to still somehow like make music with them, I think that's amazing. I feel like all the musicians and singers that I've met, like including yourself here in the valley, you guys have all been amazing. So I love everybody that I've got to work with.
It's crazy how you'll meet so many people and it's just, oh, I met them through music, or I met them through a jam, or
Yeah, and we were just talking about that right now. I didn't I've come past this place several times, and here I am having a glass of wine, and this gentleman right behind Sonali, was just telling me about how a lot of musicians have organically just made their way in here, because we're all creatives,
yeah.
and yeah, and it's awesome. The people you get to meet, the things you get to experiences, the places that you get to go. Yeah.
So speaking of the wine, how are you liking the wine?
Oh my gosh, I keep looking this way because I'm like, I just
Drink it, drink it.
I'm almost done with
It was a red. I don't know what it was called, but it was good.
the bottle's right there. So I don't know. I like having my occasional drink, and I feel like today was one of those days. It's been a long day.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's see. I know you've covered already. One of the questions was any personal philosophies or beliefs that you live by, and I think you mentioned being patient with yourself. Is there something else? That you
Yes.
add?
So I feel like my biggest one, and this has been something that I've said from the beginning, and it's strange because when I started working with Pavel, we were kind of like, hey, I work by that motto too, and that's our main motto is que no quede en mí, right? Like just go into whatever you're doing, and if it's something that you really want to do, just dive yourself into it and basically to a point where you feel no regret, right? That you could have done more to make whatever you're doing happen, so
Que no quede en mí.
que
Like
no quede en
that it
mí.
doesn't stay within you.
Yes.
I like that.
So for example, like let's say I'm starting, and it could be such a major thing or such tiny thing. Like a tiny thing would be, for example, like writing a song, right? So if I have an idea for a song and then I kind of get stuck like halfway through, okay, well, let me finish it, que no quede en mí, that it was a potential song that I could have, put out. It's just like, just write and write and write, and then just tweak along the way and just work through it along the way. And then usually that motto really always works for me, because I end up creating something that I'm like, oh my God, this is so much better than the idea that I initially started with. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably my biggest
I love that.
motto.
I love that because it silences the perfectionist mindset that can happen with a lot of artists. We're like, oh, it's not perfect yet. I don't want to get it out yet. And it's like, no, but you don't know how it can be. Like, it'll change along the process once you start.
And let me tell you, before I started figuring that out on my own, there was like 2 years maybe where I didn't write anything, or I would write like a verse and then I wouldn't get past it because I was like, it doesn't sound good, or I can't come up with anything and it's just not good. It's not good, 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 good. And that's like the thing that I had repeating, in my head all the time. And so once I really met Pavel, that was something we both like really talked about and just said, hey, nada más aviéntate y que no quede en ti, right? So
I love Pavel.
I know
He's such a kind soul. Like,
he's a really good person to work with, and he's so talented and very knowledgeable, and so
in many genres. I feel like he's worked with several musicians here in the Valley, todo diferente, all different genres and everything. I'm like, whoa. And they all come out really well. Like, I don't.
Yes, I mean he's very
Pavel.
very talented.
He's really great.
What can I say? What
He's
can I
his
say?
own category. What's a favorite memory of a past performance or rehearsal?
I think the one that sticks out to me the most is when I first opened. Not when I first opened for Sin Bandera, the second time that I opened for Sin Bandera. It was here in McAllen, actually. And I've opened for them elsewhere, but just the fact that I was here. And I remember getting so many messages from people that either liked me or didn't like me, or just all sorts of people being like, hey, I'm going to be there tonight. Some were trying to intimidate, some were very excited to see me. And I was so excited, and it was like nothing really mattered. It was just like, it was just me, and I was going to get the opportunity to be in front of a lot of people that already could potentially know me, right? And it felt so natural when I walked on that stage, to the point where it was kind of one of those things where I didn't even want to get off, and it took some adjusting, like the few days after that, hey, like now I got to go back to my normal job after this, because this is not reality for the time being. But it was such a beautiful experience, and I got to actually meet Noel and Leonel, and they both congratulated me, they both hugged me, and they complimented me, so they were listening, which was awesome. And to hear such beautiful compliments from people that are so talented, it was just like I love you. Love you so
Dude,
much. Thank you.
baby Sonali was singing Sin Bandera like
Oh my
way
gosh,
back
me too.
when.
And I didn't even know, it was just all these like heartbreak songs and I had
Yeah.
no idea. And I was just living and loving it up and enjoying their music. And there's, oh my gosh, and live, it's like you're just listening to the recording, really. It's so beautiful.
Damn. I love how artists differ whenever they're live. They change little things in their songs or the solos are extended and it's such a different vibe when it's
It's like
live.
versions that you don't know if you're ever going to get to hear again.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. And then like the little visuals and everything in the back and just the way that, the musicians have been working with them for a while because of the way that they all communicate on stage.
Yes.
It's so awesome. Yeah.
Has there been a favorite concert that you've gone to? Not performed, but that you've seen and that you loved?
Oh man. There's been there's been several, but none. I guess like one that like really popped into my head right now was when I saw Karin Leon. It's I know straight. He's really good at singing actually, and he was so fun. But I also felt like he was raza.
Okay.
He was covering some real like Mexican songs, but then he also switched it up and he did some like I think it was like 80s rock. And
Wow.
then and then it got me so curious because I was like, oh my gosh, this man can like sing different things, and he was so good. And you just heard a whole other part of and then there was like a choir or something like behind him, maybe. I
You started
maybe
hallucinating a choir.
I
So good.
possibly, but there was a lot of like instruments and
Yeah.
it was awesome. And so like my friend and I we kind of like split up because this was at ACL actually.
Okay.
We kind of all split up, and one of my friends and I were like, no, we're going to Karin Leon, like we're gonna go watch him. And it was so fun. And then he was like drinking up in the stage, so he was having fun. And then it was really hot, so he was like whatever, like just letting loose. And yeah, it was such a
I love
vibe.
that. One day you're gonna be up there.
I hope so.
ACL, Myrka.
I hope so.
You're gonna have a choir or whatever it is that you want to incorporate
Whatever
into your.
whatever other people want to hallucinate.
Yeah. Actually, for someone who hasn't heard your music, what would you categorize your music as?
Oh my gosh, this is such a hard question for me. I get this question pretty often, and I feel like I should know how to respond to it.
Mm.
But I think the best way that I could describe is like a very timeless, soulful. But I also write in Spanish and I sing in Spanish. Some people have said like R&B. Uh,
I think Burnt Out could be a little R&B, right? It's a
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, but I mean, not necessarily that I'm a little all over the place, but I do like to play with just like different sounds or just different things and just see what I can do. But I still try to keep it within the same line of whatever Myrka is.
Yeah, and I think that's the point of being creative, just exploring,
Yeah.
playing, and seeing what fits, what doesn't, or
Yeah, because a lot of the times when I'm going in with a song, like Babel will say things like, "Oh, okay, like this is probably what it's gonna sound like." I'm like, "No, that's like we're gonna change it,
Okay.
okay, but we can't get it too out of whatever line we're in right now artistically, right?" And it's like, but I want to a little bit, it's just like playing with it because I'm me, and I feel like me is a little of everything, whatever sound. I also feel like I have a lot of like and I've been told that I have a very like British sound to my music as well. Yeah, that's something that a lot of musicians, and I do get compared a lot to British artists too, so that's a little something that I get told pretty
I
often.
guess there are a lot of like powerhouse British vocalists. I mean,
Mhm.
Ray, Adele. Well, I don't know where exactly Adele's from,
From over there.
but somewhere over there. Do you have a favorite song that you've done, like one of your own originals?
I've absolutely enjoyed every single one that I have written and that I have performed, but I will say, like, this far in my music career, the one that has been the most like true to my writing and true to my style has been probably Long Game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Long Game. Background, if you want to get into the
Oh my
details, or
goodness, this one gets a little bit juicy.
okay,
So, Long Game is actually started with a text message that I got from someone,
okay,
and it kind of transitioned into a second story with another person. And I was in love with both of these people. I don't know why I should say that, but very different times of my life. And both of these people were in like relationships at the time that they were reaching out. And it just kind of started with I knew it, or the idea behind all of that is that it's just like a never ending cycle. So it's kind of that's why it's called the long game. It's a never ending cycle because you know that there's unfinished business there. And so you know that they're going to keep reaching out. You don't know when, but you know that they think about you too. And it didn't matter if they wanted to stay with you or not, or whether they complained about you or not. Like at the end of the day, you know that there's something there, and it doesn't matter who gets away from who. Like someone's always going to like reach out. And it's just, yeah. But then I kind of admit towards the end of the song the little tiny toxicity in me. I don't consider myself to be a toxic person, but I do kind of admit like towards the end of the song,
for
like
the plot,
for the plot, really, like that I kind of like it, that I like that it just keeps going. And but the reason being is because it the reason being is because at the end of the day, like that's really what inspires me to like write new music, just kind of having those like those the invisible strings, I guess that's what they're called. I don't know. Yeah, it just helps me write new music all the time, so why would I want them to go away, right?
Well, you got your inspiration, and now it's like, okay, thank you, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I love that. There are some songs. I have a song somewhere where I wrote about a roommate that I was mad at, and I actually like it. And that's the one that I was talking to Pavel about being the next one that I release.
how exciting. And this is what you were saying for next year?
Maybe we'll see. I don't. I'm a firm believer in like don't say things until you're at the point. You know what I mean? Like you never know. You never know.
I understand. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the emotions that you never know what's gonna trigger an emotion and what that emotion is gonna come out in like a song. What would you say is one of your favorite parts of being a musician, a creative?
My favorite part about being a creative is, like I was saying earlier, expression. I feel like it's very important to express yourself. I feel like sometimes I'm a very talkative person. I love to speak my mind, but in certain occasions, like it's very hard for me to talk about whatever I'm going through. And sometimes I kind of box myself in because I know that we're kind of all going through our own things. And so just sitting down and expressing myself, I think is such a beautiful way to just let everything out. And I think that's what I love the most. And then stepping foot on the stage and just realizing that, you know, people are hearing what you're saying and either relating or just really paying attention. And you kind of just feel like, I don't want to say like validated, but you just feel like you're understood. Yes, you feel understood, like you're not alone in whatever you were going through at the moment that you wrote something. So I think that's
I like that. You're not alone.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and it really does. That's my favorite part. Just realizing that I'm making other people feel things, and I'm being understood.
Yeah, I love that. All right. So now this is a speed round of questions. Okay.
Should I be sweating because I'm already?
I think it's the lights. Okay, okay.
Okay.
What's your favorite type of drink before a gig?
My favorite type of drink, honestly, just water, but room temperature.
Oh,
Or a little hot tea with my the little cough drops I told you about.
oh, okay. We're gonna pause the speed round just because I love those cough drops, the fisherman
Cough drops, and I like to add 2 with some like ginger tea
to the water, like dissolving.
Yeah, it just like if you get some really hot tea, put the little packet in, 2 little cough drops.
Oh my god, I feel like that's gonna like.
It opens like things, and
Yeah, you're in another reality.
yeah, you're a whole other person.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, are you a night owl or a morning creative?
Currently morning creative,
Oh, okay.
but I used to be night.
Food, do you prefer spicy or sweet?
Spicy all the way.
Ah, true Hispanic. What's a current song that you have on repeat?
All the Things She Said by Tattoo. It's like back
All
in
the
the day.
things you said. Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
love it.
What is a song that puts you always in a good mood?
Tempo or Likey Like anything. Young Miko. Yeah,
Okay.
love her.
What is a guilty pleasure song or artist that you like to listen
Young
to?
Miko.
Yeah. Okay, great. And what is a hill you're willing to die on?
A hill I'm willing to die on, that you have to do everything with passion, and that if you do everything with passion and with the right intentions, it would lead you to the right place.
Yes.
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 That's it.
Woo!
Ding, ding, ding. We got it.
See, you didn't have to sweat. It's fine. Okay, so now what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to be singing Long Game for you, one of my originals, the one I was just talking about right now.
All right. So now that we know the
You like
key,
it?
now let's check out Long Game.
Well anticipated that I would hear from you. Didn't know at what time it would come, but here we are. Our unfinished business led me to believe, even though you complete by my flaws, at the end you'd get back to me. How much rejection will it take before this finally breaks? You got me confused and consumed, and you still don't even know why you left out of the blue. What's your excuse when the years have gone by and you still can't decide if this is all love or if it's coded in lust? Guess we're still not done here. This is for the long game. Know that I'm still on your mind, and no matter how hard I try, I can't explain why you keep reaching out. All for once, just say what you want from me. How much rejection will it take before this finally breaks? You got me confused and consumed, and you still don't even know why you left out of the blue. What's your excuse? And the years keep going by, and you still can't define if this is all love or if it's coded in lust. Guess we're still not done here. Yes, we're still not done. Yes, we're still not done here. Yes, we're still not done. Done. Yes, we're still not done here. Don't you know I like the game? Don't you know don't you know I